Just walking from Fitzwilliam College now down Castle Hill and down into the sort of centre of town. So the hill up there where the castle was, but there's no castle now. But I think it's called Castle Hill, the Castle Inn. There's like a mound up there. It's opposite the council offices there, Shire Hall. So we're just walking down now, going into the sort of central heartland of the old part of Cambridge. And I imagine it'll be quite busy, even though it's sort of middle of January. But if it's people coming back to university and stuff, parents dropping people off and all that, I mean the usual tourists and all that as well. So we'll go and see how it is. You've got the art gallery and you've got the old house, which is the main thing you really want to see. But it used to be free, but you have to pay now unless you're under 18, I think, or a student. Yeah. That church there, St Giles, is where Justina went to a concert, classical music concert, where a couple of her friends were playing in it last term. Magdalen College here. In previous videos I've kind of shown you the inside of Magdalen College. We're coming up to the River Cam, one of the bridges over the Cam. See if anybody's punting in this weather, in the cold. I mean there might be, it's dry, quite bright. This is part of Magdalen College here, runs down that way. You can walk up that way, following the river along to where the boat clubs are and things. And on the other side is parts of St John's. Now that's like an ugly concrete part of St John's, but there's obviously the really ancient parts as well. St John's College. On that side up there. Plenty of people punting though. They're a bit like guided punting tours. Quite a lot of people in each punt. See there? A little restaurant on the river down there, you can see in the window. So yes, that's St John's grounds, and there's loads of buildings. Obviously some of them are fantastic. Previous videos I've shown you the inside of St John's as well. Do you want to see that? This is also part of St John's College here. So that's a little museum there, but you have to pay to get in Cambridge Story. But if you turn right, you go down the main part. You've got St John's and then Trinity College and King's and all that, King's Parade that way. We'll often walk that way, but for a change, I'm going to walk down this way and around in a little loop. Outdoor shops here, outdoor clothing. Got Jesus Lane up that way, Sydney Street here, so I've got Sydney Sussex College. Ramps in for the trolleys, people bring in their stuff. It's part of Trinity College, that one. I'm not sure if they're going to be selling many sledges. The little Sainsbury's here, been here for years and years. And then this is one of the doors into Sydney, Sussex, I think. Yeah. Sydney Sussex College, I think, because people are arriving back for term. They're not really there for tourists today. So you can cut through that way to the kind of King's Parade route. Right, this takes us to the marketplace down here. So quite a lot of shops in there. Yeah. There's a kitchen shop in that Lakeland. Still got the Christmas lights up. There's a little sort of shopping quarter through there. I'll just briefly show you in this. But we'll come back out again. We'll just show you the sort of little archways and things, pillars and columns. So there's little bits of shopping areas. Another street that goes along there with shops and things on. Takes you to sort of Jesus College up to the left. But just to show you that building with the columns, and then you've got shops underneath, like clothing shops and things. Somebody's put cones on the old lights up there and the clock there. Yeah. Alright, so then we'll just come back out there again. I've got Waterstones, which is quite big in there. It looks bigger than you think, that shop, with loads of floors. Okay. Really down here. Marketplace is around there. So through the back of there. Behind all of this, marketplace. Holy Trinity Church there. And then next, Marks and Spencer's. Things like that. So I'm just showing you sort of this route rather than the normal King's Parade route for now. Just as a bit of a change from normal walking routes. Charles Darwin plaque up there. Very high up, we couldn't really see it. Lloyd's Bank on the corner here. A sort of city centre Premier Inn. So if you go right, there's loads of just some sort of restaurants, oriental restaurants and things like that, and then it takes you to the marketplace. I'll just have a brief, sorry. We'll have a brief look and then come back. Maybe we'll just go this way anyway. And up. Very busy down this way. It's one of the indoor shopping centres there, just on the way here. So this takes us out to one of the main squares, the marketplace. And of course King's College is just sort of straight ahead outside the other side of the marketplace. I've got the Guildhall. And that's like St Mary's Church, the sort of church for the universities that were there. Very, very busy, isn't it? The market's a lot of stalls. Different flags up and all that. Very busy. These different stalls like burger stalls and wraps and falafels and olives, different types of food. There's a plant stall there. I'll just cut down here, so yeah, straight through there takes you opposite the sort of Senate House and King's. We'll just go down this way. There's some different streets to look at. ways of bikes here as well. Guildhall. And you've even got a tourist information centre there as well. Have a look in. Cafe. Yeah, just a little room with leaflets and stuff, tourist information. This is just the Cambridge University museums and things where they are. Leaflet about that. Opening time. Some of them are open on a Saturday, some are not. So yeah, let's pop in one or two of these while we're here. The Giggling Squid. As I say, there's a Vietnamese restaurant there. A few restaurants. The Arts Theatre. Italian. And there's another theatre there as well. I think that's the Corn Exchange one there. Which has a lot, like every night there's some different celebrities and different thing on. They're very popular. Yeah, people, are they queuing to get in there? What's going on there? There's a queue, is it? Blimey. You're not queuing to go in there. What is that? Silly, I can't believe now people are queuing to go in there for some reason. I mean, they're queuing to get in all these as well. Why? There's so many places to eat in restaurants and college butcheries. There's people queuing to go on all this. Look. Goes right down there. Imagine how hungry can you get? I mean, they're queuing to go on that one as well. That is unbelievable. DNA, The Secret of Life, 20th of February 1953, here at the Eagle, near the old Cavendish lab. Crick and Watson first celebrate discovery of doubles helix structure. Yeah. That's the Eagle pub. Yeah. St. Bennett's. So many little churches all over the place. So have a look in, eh? See what happens if I have a look in. Welcome to St. Bennett's. Come in, look around. Cambridge's oldest church. Well, there we go, the oldest church. Please come in. It's the oldest church. Still got the nativity scene out. And 1,000 years. Years. So for 1,000 years been Christian worship. There you go. Just a little thing, quite plain, isn't it? Look, it's 1,000 years old. There we go. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so I can't believe the queues of people trying to get in all these sort of restaurants and ice cream bars and all that. Amazing. Well, you think how many different places there are you can go and how you can, you know, I mean, how hungry or you kind of get that hungry. Yeah. It's not as if people are starving, is it? So we're back on, this is it now. This is like the King's Parade. There's King's College Chapel. Obviously I could go in now with my cam card, but keep it a bit different today. We're just going to take some different routes today, because do the same thing every time, it gets a bit boring. it's amazing, isn't it, the bows and alive in this and stuff. So there's a priest there with a broken leg, big cast on his foot. Trumpington Street Medical Practice. So King's Parade is turned into Trumpington Street now, and then if we follow this down, we'll get to the Fitzwilliam Museum. So we'll go and have a little look at that. And then once we finish that, we might go and have a look at another couple of museums as well. People unloading the stuff. It's much more difficult to unload to your room down one of the colleges down here in town, because the access with cars and you're getting into the colleges, that's Corpus Christi. So someone from my school in my class went to Corpus Christi and I went to Fitzwilliam, and so we were the only two from our school, but of course there's not many in total from the northeast ever go to this university, so quite remarkable that two of us went. And he was doing maths to St. Botolph's. You can go in here as well. It looks like actually there's a service on. Is there a service on? There's a lot of people in there. Oh yeah, there's definitely some singing being videoed. Concert in progress. So Justine has to come down here to think to some of these classes down here in this area. So we've got Mill Lane on the right that heads down to the bridge and another route over the river. I've got to keep walking. I've got to go to the Corpus Clock now, I think. Somewhere down here. Maybe I've passed it already. So yeah, so that looks like everyone's trying to deliver their stuff. Student arrivals, of course, traffic jam. Hard to get up any of those streets, and then where to stop, where to park. Very difficult. Pembroke. We've been in there. I showed you that on a different video last time I was here. Quite a nice little college.
And the fact that Paul can't.
So yeah, you see there's a lot of traffic with people coming back. Here we go, this is a little church of Little Saint Mary. That. I mean, the amount of churches is unbelievable, and of course each college has got its chapel as well. So that's a chapel there for House, which is the oldest college in Cambridge. I think it's like 1258 or something like that. I can't remember the exact date. Should we go and have a look, see what this says up here? This one says between 1939 and 1945 the London School of Economics and Political Science was accommodated in this and nearby buildings by invitation of the Masters as well as the Peterhouse. So they must have moved out of London during the war and come here. I think there was an agreement, wasn't there, not to bomb Oxford and Cambridge if we didn't bomb their university centres or something like that. So yeah, this is the Fitzwilliam Museum here. So it's all a bit roadworky here, like blocked off and all that. So I'll try and cross to go to Fitzwilliam Museum. We're going to have a little look in there. One of the kind of best museums there is. The amazing collections they've got in here. Fitzwilliam Museum. Got the Fitzwilliam Pharmacy there. And so Fitzwilliam College started off down here. Fitzwilliam House down here. Before it became properly a college, and then they built up further up on the hill. So we'll go and have a little look. So, just come in the entrance there, and then Amazing. People just come in the entrance, don't look up. I mean, look at that ceiling, it's incredible, isn't it? And all the statues as well. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Let's have a look at this one. 883 to 859 BC. Talking about there, that. Oh, 3,000 years old. Just pick a one and have a look at, see how old things are here. Look at this one. This is, let's have a look, how old is this? It's depicting a big scene, isn't it? So, either AD 150 to 200 in marble. Julius Caesar, made it about 40 to 30 BC, he lived 100 to 44 BC. That's that one. Incredible, isn't it, the artifacts they've got, and this is just a tiny, I can't video everything, but this is just a sort of tiny little fraction of some of the things they've got here. So, you look at these things, everything you look at, this is, they're not quite sure, but between 1 and 100 AD. Look at that. It's incredible, that, isn't it? Yeah, that's like 2,000 years old. Playing the flute, yeah. Incredible. This is 1250 BC, granite sarcophagus of Hunnifer. So I mean that's incredible, isn't it? So that's during Ramses the Second reign, and that's just like one of Ramses the Second's officials. So it's a granite sarcophagus, 3,200 years old. This is a coffin of Ness Powersherift, 990 BC. And it's all painted. Look at the paintings on it, hieroglyphics on that, depicting all the different scenes, and that's all preserved. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? 3,000 years old, all that's preserved on the coffin. Even inside it, look, all that paint. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, this is just a tiny fragment. And of course, the collection's much bigger. They've got in stores as well, if you think about it. Look at all this. I know we're just passing by everything, but it's not, I just pick one or two things out every now and again. Look at this wood. How old is this wood? This is, what are we looking at? I've got to get a number. Can't tell what. Yeah, wooden coffin panels. That's like 976 to 794 BC. So roughly, nearly 2000 BC. So nearly 4,000 years old. And painted wooden panels off a coffin. Incredible. These bits of fragments of tapestry and so on is, roughly speaking, 2,500 years old. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? To be preserved all that time. Amazing.
This way, turn left.
So they've got all this stuff, 2,000-3,000 years old, and that's all on display just right next to, this is just the steps down to the toilets. And they're using this little space to show some of this. Yeah. Bone decoration, look at that. That's a bone. Yeah. It's coming up one flight of stairs. So we were previously just underneath here looking at that Egyptian stuff. And Assyrian things and all that. And now we've just got one flight of stairs. So we'll have a look at some of the galleries in here. Oh yeah. We'll just pick one and see what it's about. So. Look at the ceiling up there as well. It's like the setting. People just look at the paintings and you look at the setting of the room. Incredible. So your eyes are drawn by the lighting to the paintings, but actually you've actually got a gallery at the top there, which is unused. It could have paintings upon that gallery, couldn't it? Should we just pick one and see what it's about? Look at this one, eh? See what this is. Henry Rayburn, William Glendowen, Glendonwen. All right. What's in here? Loads of galleries going right through there as well. Alright, so let's have a look under here. Illuminated manuscripts. So this is about 1406, 1469. Oh, that's the, yeah, so this painting is about 1428 to 1434. Virgin and Child and Angels with St. John the Baptist on the left and St. George or St. Ancinous on the right. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. I don't know what that's about there in the middle of all this. They've mixed it up a bit with some of the fantastic, the ancient 14th, 12th, 13th, 14th century stuff, and they've got some of the modern art and the mixing it up. Trying to be funky. Let's go and pick this one. This is the artist known as Master of the Pala Sforesca. And of course it's Christ the Saviour of the World. It's about 1490 to 1500. That one. Pronunciation of the artist wasn't very good, was it? These are 1500s plates. Yeah. Up in here. Big pictures in here. Look at that one. Let's see what this is. This is head of Lucretia, marble, carved in Venice or Padua. You can't obviously take it all in, and especially on a video, just like zooming past. Yeah, we saw a couple of sort of Canalettos and things in the Bristol Museum, didn't we? But some here as well. Virgin of Sorrows from Malaga. Point out this, which you just walk past, don't even notice, but it's a musical instrument, because you're looking at all the paintings on the stuff. You miss this, of course it's all lavishly painted as well. So there we go. Well, if you like flowers, this is the room to come into. If you like paintings of flowers, there's quite a lot of paintings of flowers. Right, we'll just pick one and have a look at one of these in this room. We'll have a look at this one. So this is 1667, Amsterdam artist, Meindert Hobbema. Wooded landscape with figures. Sort of leathers and things like that. Northern Nigeria. So there's a Made in Ancient Egypt exhibition they have to pay for, I think, separate. Here you've got different things. This is Rembrandt, The Entombment, 1654, I think. This little sketch. Isaac Newton bust from 1690. Well, what's the date of the bust? Not quite sure. Anyway, it's being on loan from Trinity College, Cambridge. A posthumous small bust, 1727, maybe that one. Sort of plates and earthenware and all that. Again, it's far too much. Look at all this. I've got the armory there. Oh, it's just like, it's unbelievable amount of stuff. A hawk from the late 12th or early 13th century. Look at that. That's amazing. And there's like drawers here as well. You can open. Let's have a look. Oh, that's locked. They're locked. Are they locked? They're locked, yeah. I mean, oh, look, it's just mile after mile of like plates and bowls and all that down here. Got the shop through there. Yeah, I mean, look at all this. It's just. Look at how ornate that one is here. Inkstand in the form of a fountain, 1641. Look at that one. Flower stand, 1700. Delft ware, it's Delft. Look at that. Incredible. Look at all the stuff. This is mile after mile of it along. Busy in the cafe there, isn't it? Yeah. Look at this. That's what the Chinese, some probably 13th century. Wood covered with gesso and painted. It's amazing, yeah. Have a look, see what these ones are. See the side of the cafe there, look. Right. Just pick something here and see what we've got. Right, what's this? Melon-shaped ewer and cover. Koryo dynasty, 1100s. I mean, 1100. I mean, incredible, isn't it? And where is it all? I mean, they look new. They've been about 1100. It looks like it's just been made a couple of days ago, doesn't it? So we've got a busy cafe. So they've used what was the outside, and then they've like put a little glass roof across, and then built a sort of little thing here. So there's like an upstairs bit, maybe offices up there, and they built like a cafe and shop to extend out into what was the outside courtyard. So that's what we've done there. So you can, yeah, so they're making use now of that space, making it an indoor space now, and it's very popular. You can imagine it's getting a bit much now as a viewer to see the sheer volume of this, me just walking along and then passing shelf after shelf of sort of earthenware, but yeah, you get the impression of it anyway. We'll just have a look at one thing off the shelf, see what we're looking at. So let's have a look at this little thing here. Cupid playing an oboe, 1770 1790 Derby. So painted with enamels. So what have we got now? We're going back into the ancient world again here. Yeah, 5th century and all that, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, and then we're back to where we were earlier on. It's actually quiet now. It was busy in here when I was here earlier. I first came in. Huh. Yeah, okay. Come back from down there again. I just popped up these stairs once more, and I have been in these rooms, but I'll just so I think what I'll do now is I'll head out and head down to the Scott Polar Museum, because that's open until 4. I think it's coming up towards 3 o'clock now, or 2:30, something like that, so we're going to have a look there. I haven't shown you everything, but I'll just give you an impression of the museum. And we've got some lovely sunshine, look, as we've come out. Very nice. So what we'll do is we'll head down there and turn left, and that'll take us to the Scott Polar Museum. That there is Fitzwilliam Street going down there, and lots of people coming along this way. Where that cafe side was, we've got another like route in actually there, which hasn't got the steps, so for prams and stuff you can get in that way. I hadn't realised, so that's quite good. Yeah, so there we go. Everybody's coming out of there, of course. That's free for everyone, so that's good. So yeah, we've got the Judge Business School there, multicoloured. Brown's restaurant, expensive. And all the traffic, yeah, I mean you can see the back of the cars, they've got all the sort of stuff for the start of term, duvets and pillars and all that. And so if you're one of the colleges down here and you come late in the afternoon on the weekend day when you're supposed to be arriving, then it's going to be slow. You're going to be stuck in traffic, and then you're going to be stuck or difficult to sort of park anywhere to offload and all that. So yeah, I think if you're down one of these colleges, it's best to come another time or try and pick a quiet time. And then of course this is where the colleges that are out of the centre have an advantage. Yeah. See you in part 3.